everyone, it's Tanny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry for my voice. I'm trying to survive with this stupid cold or whatever it is that I've got. Today I want to talk about something that's kind of been weighing on in the back of my mind. This might seem like a bit of a controversial topic perhaps, but it's just something that I've been thinking about. And it is a concern to me that could the premium shop be getting expensive again? Now, one of the reasons why I'm potentially concerned about that is the fact that this isn't a free to play game. This is a game that we all pay for. This is a game that we pay for expansions of to get more content each year and more characters and things like that. There is talk in the surveys of potentially more mini DLCs, which I'm not too adverse to if they work like kind of character packs for perhaps world expansions like Marvel or Star Wars or things like that. Like, I think that's a great idea for people that don't want those franchises, but it'd be a great way to introduce those for players that do. I think it's a perfect middle ground. But with all these expenses that go on in a year, could the premium shop be getting expensive again? And is this something we need to be nervous about? I don't know. I just want to talk about it. Before we get into it, I do just want to say I appreciate we get free moonstones from Gameloft in terms of our daily login chests, and of course the 4,000 moonstones that we get if you hit the max. Well, not the max, because technically the max is 12k, but if you get like what is considered the high score in Dream Snaps, which is 4k moonstones, I know that's what most people aim for each week. If you get that amount, it does help a lot with managing the premium shop. I could not manage the premium shop if I didn't buy moonstone packs, and this is coming from someone that earns 4k pretty consistently. I would say apart from the average blip here and there, generally I get 4k week after week after week, and I would not manage to afford the premium shop buying all the items if I didn't buy moonstone packs. That's just a pure fact. It's just a pure fact. So this is where I'm coming from. Now let's talk about where my concerns have arisen from. So my concern largely comes from this aspect of the developer update. We did get a preview to a couple of new items: the Casita Wall Kit, the Neverland River Kit, and the Seafaring Sheepdog Max's bundle. And if we take a look at these prices, 1750, 3750 and 4500, that is quite a bit. Now if we factor in that this could potentially be our day one moonstone items, premium shop items, we're also going to have a star path to unlock and pay for. If you go for the minimum cost star path, that's going to be 2,500 moonstones. I usually buy the expensive one, but for this like segment, let's just go with buying the minimum. Now that's going to be 12,500 moonstones from the get-go, before even delving into the fact that there's probably going to be another 2 items in the premium shop. Usually we have 4 items, especially at the beginning of an update. It's very rare to have 2 repeats in the store for a day one update. As I said, this is kind of speculative. We don't know if this is day one, but I would guess it is. I do believe the last time they teased the premium shop, that was the day one premium shop, I think. But either way, 12,500 moonstones is quite a lot of moonstones. If we take a look at what they've got here, 13.9 on this developer update video, if there were 2 more items in the shop, they would not be buying everything. They would not be buying everything. Now, of course, buying everything is not mandatory. These items are a want, they are not a need. It is not mandatory to have these items ever. I want to express that and say I acknowledge that. But I am concerned about the pricing because it does feel like it's slowly creeping up, and I haven't seen anyone mention it. And it is just kind of in the back of my mind. Now, I think they've been tactical in how they've done this. If we take a look at the Seafaring Sheepdog Max bundle, it's 4,500. Now, typical bundles, like the signature bundles, the dream bundles, are 4,000 moonstones. They are 4,000 moonstones. So I think charging an extra 500 is to make it feel like it's not that much more. Now, when I was originally looking at the Sheepdog bundle, I was thinking, okay, it's a companion. Most of the time when we have these companions come in and they are sort of IP specific, they're usually about 3,000. So I was like, okay, it's 1,500 more for furniture, which probably isn't bad. And given that we know potentially from some articles that have been out there that this could potentially also have some outfits, it's not bad. It's not bad. And the good news is, if it is a bundle, it's probably more likely to stay in the premium shop permanently. So I guess to an extent there isn't a rush to unlock this. You could wait, just like you can wait with the other dream bundles and signature styles. But I do worry about the trend it could cause in the premium shop. I don't know. It's a bit nerve-wracking. I don't know. In my head, I'm just like a bit like, how much further are they gonna... It feels like they're testing the waters. That's what this gives me, is they are testing the waters. You've got the Neverland River kit, which is the same price as a house. Now, depending on how this functions and the potential of it to potentially create rivers, moats, it's basically almost like a mini form of terraforming without properly terraforming. This could absolutely be a game changer. And I think for value, looking at these, I'm not going to say I don't think they're good value. I do. I definitely think for what they bring, this looks fantastic. These two sets look fantastic. Will I buy these? Absolutely 110% yes. But it does feel like it's creeping up a little bit. Now, if I bring you to this short that I did ages and ages ago, this was way back when I was streaming on Twitch. But this was when we got the first ever premium shop. And the first items was the palace at 3,750. We had the royal deco bedroom, which was 3,365, which was, to be honest, very expensive. Same for the royal deco living room and the art deco lifestyle. Look at these prices: 3,365, 4,850, 3,040. And these were met with backlash. I want to express that. These prices were met with backlash. A lot of people weren't happy because obviously at the time when this shop was first introduced, there wasn't technically a way to earn free moonstones in the form of dream snaps. Dream snaps didn't exist yet. We didn't have dream snaps. So literally the only thing to do was to buy moonstones or get them from the daily chest, which some of us, I think, have been doing at this point, I think, but I could be wrong in that. But I do believe this was prior to getting dream snaps. And I do remember the backlash of this, the cost of this. And this is very expensive. 4,850 for 3 items is a pure joke, especially when we get bundles now for 4,000. It isn't great. And again, same here, 3 items, 3,365. Same with this, 3,000 for free items. It is not good at all. But I remember when these prices were a major bone of contention. These were something that people did not like. They were not happy with this. And I just worry seeing these prices and then seeing some of the prices we've had or we are getting. Are we slowly creeping up to this 4,850? Are we creeping back up to that? Like, as it stands at the moment, this is 4,500. And I've got to admit, the stuff that this looks like it comes with does seem more worthwhile. It does seem a much more worthwhile bundle. It does seem like we're clearly getting a lot more than just free items. Their balancing is very good. The fact that we get like so many items, we get a dog companion, you know, we potentially get a dream style, potentially, based on the news articles, we might be getting that. But I only say potentially for now because there's no visual confirmation specifically from Gameloft. So I am curious, at what point does it get back to being too expensive again? Because 4,500 is not the most expensive item we've had, as I've proven. Technically, that first bundle at 4,800 and whatever it was, I literally just had it on my screen, was the most expensive. You can no longer buy that as a bundle now. You have to buy them all as individual separates. Which I know was quite a bone of contention as well, the fact that it took so long for those items to come back to the premium shop, because it took them probably well over a year, I think. I don't know how long it took a long time, and a lot of people wanted those items to recycle back in, and instead what they did was they recycled them in individually, and I think that made it seem like less expensive. I don't know if you buy them separately, if the cost was cheaper or if it worked out the same. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. But it does concern me that we're perhaps getting back to that same point. And Dream Snaps are a great revenue for Moonstones. And as I said, these items are a want, not a need. No one ever has to buy these. But I do wonder how much further Gameloft are going to push it. How much higher could we see this Moonstone amount creep up to? And I have a feeling this is them testing the waters of how much they can get away with. What they can get away with, what people are happy with, what they're not happy with. And I'm just concerned. Because it does look like they're creeping up. And the last thing I want is to get to a point where suddenly bundles in the premium shop are 10,000 Moonstones. Because that, alongside DLCs, potentially mini DLCs, obviously the upfront cost of the game anyway, it does feel like it's kind of adding up a bit. So I'm just apprehensive, that's all. And I'm curious if anyone else is feeling the same or has even noticed this. This might be a non-issue. Like I said, I definitely want to express, I think these bundles look like they're worth it, especially when we compare what we used to have, which was free items for the same price or more. They've definitely improved in terms of quality and the amount we're getting, but could this be the start of Moonstone prices, Moonstone bundles and things like that slowly increasing and increasing? I mean, we saw that they did with the Moonstone bundle this update, that you could buy the big pack and you would get a house and an outfit and stuff like that, and that was very expensive. That was like 55 quid or something like that, I forget. But it was quite expensive. I don't know. Is this something we need to be on the lookout for? Is it something you potentially might be concerned for? Especially if you're a free-to-play player. I say free-to-play in quotation marks because technically no one's free-to-play because we all pay for the game. But for those that don't buy extra Moonstones, does this make you nervous? What are your thoughts? How do you feel about it? like I said, I'm just probably a bit nervous because I can already see this being at least 12,000 moonstones on the first day, 12,500 if you buy the lower star path, plus 2 extra items. If we potentially have 2 extra items at, you know, let's say one's 1,500 just to be generous, and let's put the other one at 2,000, because that's the average price I would say stuff comes into the premium shop at, is around the 1,500 to the 2,000 mark as a minimum. So let's just do a 1,500 and a 2,000. That's 16,000 moonstones in one day. 16,000. How many of you have 16,000 stocked up? I mean, I do, but I buy moonstones. So, I don't know. Let me know how you're feeling about this. Is this something that you think we need to be keeping an eye out for? Or are you quite happy? Are you happy for more expensive moonstone packs and bundles? Let me know your thoughts. As I said, I think based on what I know initially about these items, I do think they're worth it. I do think they're worth it. But could this be the trend of moonstone items and the cost of items with moonstones creeping upwards? Is this something that we probably need to be aware of going forward? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As I said, this was probably quite a controversial topic. So let's try and keep things nice in the comments. But just let me know your thoughts. Are you nervous? Are you quite happy to spend more? Perhaps you're like, no, I've got moonstones to burn. Let me have more items to spend them on. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm excited to hear from you guys. Anyway, that's gonna round it up for me. I didn't mean to fast forward or skip there. Okay, we're gonna round it up here. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you liked it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think? Tell me in the comments down below. But yeah, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys. A huge shout out to our super top members, Spread Lake and Caroline Rose. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It means so much to me, and I appreciate you spending the extra to become a super top. Thank you so much.